Welcome to the New Normal Podcast. I want to say thank you for tuning in. I thought I was going to run late today, but I'm actually early because I didn't know I set the time for 9:15. I thought it was at 9 o'clock. But I want to tell you guys thank you for watching. Today we have a great topics for you guys. We're talking about workplace relationships. Are they good or bad? Women who out earn their men or husbands and deadbeat grandparents.
Mhm.
Is that a thing? Deadbeat grandparents a thing? Y'all let me know. Do y'all think deadbeat grandparents are a thing? Ashanti, you think deadbeat grandparents are a thing?
Absolutely not. It's insane. It is ridiculous. Extended family do not have obligations to take care of your offspring.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that at the end of the show. But like I said, if you're watching us, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and especially share the video. I'm going to let Miss Jordan introduce herself real quick where y'all can see her at and what she got going.
Hey, y'all. Of course, it's your girl, Ashanti Jordan. You can find me on social media platforms Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all at Ashanti Jordan. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got going on right
Did
now.
you tell them about your YouTube channel that you need to start working on that I've been trying to get her to work on that she need to start her on her
But
content
guess
because
what? Guess who camera we using right now?
because you using
I'm just
your
saying, I'm just saying, I'm just
camera
saying. Guess who camera we using right
because we
now?
using
And
your
now
camera
I appreciate him because he's got the lighting, everything adjusted properly.
cause
So, and guess what? Saturday we going somewhere to look at our new little space potentially.
shout out. She
So
came through. I ain't gonna lie. She came
I'm
through with that too.
clutch.
She came through with the you know what?
Come on,
She came through with the
yeah.
clutch. You know what I'm talking about. She came
So
through.
new content on the way. All this gonna be solidified.
I'm ready for her because I've
So
been
yeah,
telling her.
I didn't order my backdrop. You know,
You ordered the backdrop too?
yeah, it's just like it's chill. It's just pretty basic. I'm doing a
Okay.
lot. I'm trying to do a little LED light thing.
Okay, that's
Ain't
what's up.
survival, yeah.
That's what's
So
up. I'm ready to look at it. I'm excited. See
yeah,
the new ventures. I got some fire ideas. Maybe we can get this panel stuff popping.
yeah, I'm ready to go.
I think the
Green
panels.
light.
I think the panels is a dope thing right now. Is a
Yeah.
dope thing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about
What's the first thing?
workplace relationships.
Uh,
Why you do that?
uh, what the heck is that?
Workplace relationships. People find most people find their partners
No, my man.
at work.
No,
Well, you're not gonna do. I don't think a man gonna come in. This type of man you want gonna come in there and get a facial. Well, you never know.
I don't date
Honestly,
my clients specifically. I do not. If you are a client of mine, you gave me money for a service, never.
why not?
Because
What's
I'm
wrong with
not
that?
finna mess up my flow of income. I need you coming on your schedule routine, regardless if I'm acting up that week, regardless if we still together, regardless of what's going on. I still need my check.
What? What if he's the guy that you've been searching for, and you just like nah because my ethics and my morals
Then he ain't gonna
say.
be a client of mine.
Why you don't think that?
I don't want to do my partner like I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, it says people have this I guess it's called the proximity effect. Basically, people will find their mates pretty much where they work at, the schools, churches, places they frequent a lot, gyms and stuff like that. So pretty much people are going to find who they're going to marry probably at work because you spend a lot of times at work. But it's frowned upon because we know it could be very, very, very bad.
Yeah,
People can use power
yeah.
over you, hold stuff over you, do things to you, be manipulative, but also
Cheat on their
cheat,
husband or wife at the house.
right? Or also the subordinate could use the power or the position against the boss too.
But yeah, potentially.
So you never know. I'm going to play a video of Deborah Lee getting interviewed. If you don't know who Deborah Lee was the CEO, I think CEO
I don't know. Oh,
of
BT.
BET, yeah, of
Okay.
BET. And the reason I'm playing this video because she was talking about her and Bob Johnson's affair. So we're gonna get that popping right now.
The triumphs and trials and the challenges.
Right.
And you really want to help, especially women, in the workplace.
Right.
You talked about your working and personal relationship with your former boss at BET, Bob Johnson.
Right.
So, what is your advice about that, the power dynamics for women in the workplace?
Right. Well, I wanted to tell that story because the power dynamics are so important in a relationship, and especially if you're having a relationship with someone you work for.
Right.
And we all know the potential pitfalls. I worked for Bob Johnson for 10 years before we had a personal romantic relationship, and he was a mentor and he pushed me, and he's responsible for a lot of my success. We did have a relationship while we were both married. We ended up both divorced, and then people knew about the relationship.
That already.
Mm-mm.
How she talks about it so candidly, like, as a matter of fact, I slept with my boss and I was married and he was married and we had an affair. It was nothing. Everybody knew about it. Like, how do you feel about that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But
What?
see, if I was his wife,
You, you would have lost it.
I would have a story to tell to the little kids. Don't make mistakes I did. I went up to my husband's job, and that's why I've been in
You gonna
here.
set it off like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you look in the mirror, maybe you see, a scar or area where you just got lost
So you want him to
hair.
remember it?
Yeah, you like, what happened to your hair right there, Grandma? Yeah. You gonna tell that story?
Ah, dang.
But no, I'm not. I wouldn't hurt anybody, but I ain't going for it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I would dedicate my life. Just like I take off work for a whole year, and I would dedicate my life to
Ruining both of their lives, the man and the woman.
Oh, I would already get his because we live together. You know what I
Oh,
mean? That's
okay.
just already gonna happen. But I'm just saying her. Like she'll just wake up in the morning and go to work early. I'll just be sitting outside her house. You know what I mean? She
What
goes
you
to
gonna do? What you gonna do while you sit outside her
I'm
house?
just be watching her. She gonna go to the gas station. She gonna see my little car right there. Every time she look up, going to the grocery store, I might when she coming out, I might just drive real fast and just hit the brakes right in front of her. Like I'm gonna cause that anxiety. You know?
But she gonna know. She gonna know it's you.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not gonna have my face. Yeah.
oh, so you want her to know that you stalking
Yeah,
her?
absolutely. 365 days. Yeah, straight. I'm gonna take off work and everything. I'm gonna make sure the kids taken care of, have money just in case you try to call the police. Like, yeah. It's gonna get real toxic. Yeah.
Let me play this video.
The company knew, public, we started going places together. The downfall of a relationship like that is if you want to get out of it. And that's the part where it came, and I wanted to break up. I saw it wasn't a long-term relationship, and my job.
So, what was the point of cheating on your husband for a relationship that's not long term? And see, I'm gonna say this. This is part of the reasons why women should not be in the workforce, especially a married woman. But women fought to work because we know, like I said, the proximity effect. If you're around somebody that's that long, a lot of times, you know, that person might come in smelling good one day or looking good to you one day. That person you talk to all day long might develop some type of connection. Not saying that it's right, but it happens because we spend a lot of times away from our families, our partners, our children, our households. So to protect the relationship, a lot of times, a lot of women should just be at home. This is my personal opinion. What you think?
I just have a question out of curiosity because I really don't know. Did African American women fight for this right?
I said women.
I know, I'm just saying, did African American women.
African American women did not fight for it, but they jumped on the bandwagon of feminism.
After it was already a thing that we had to work.
Yeah, but
I'm just asking, just to know, like, we did not lead or participate in the direct involvement or how this movement to work evolved. We were not on the forefront.
no, y'all wasn't on the forefront.
Okay, so really, this is a beef I got with white women.
So you got to be for white women.
Maybe so.
but my thing is, the fight could have been with white women, but black women seem like they bought into it too, though.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. But I'm just saying, like, if it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't be here.
I think if black women, this another hot take. I just think black women have always been in a position there where they looked up to white women. So anything that a lot of white women were doing, black women were doing. Like, if you only seeing magazines and this is supposed to be what beauty looks like, a lot of times, black women was straightening their hair and the hot comb stuff. Like a lot of that stuff was trying to look more Europeanized, being jealous, being ashamed of your facial features, like the big nose and lips. And now you see people are putting lip fillers in their lips and just
Yeah,
doing
I do
stuff. So
agree that a lot of beauty standards right now are non or Caucasian or European
mhm.
women that their if they have ethnic features or obtain ethnic features, is more desirable on them than what we naturally have ourselves. But to answer your question about the workforce, yeah, I'd rather be home churning butter and knitting an apron than
you
trying to go
think you
out.
think you will be good at home?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, I think I'll be great.
What is the ideal you sitting there, you being a housewife look like? What does that look like, your everyday task for you?
Oh, with or without kids?
Let's do both.
Okay, without kids, I'm getting up. Okay, you can put me on.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold on.
let me talk to the camera real quick.
Okay, hold on.
Because I'm already in this era right now. I've been working a little bit more
Go ahead. Talk to him.
lately. So I like to be the hot wife, the hot girlfriend. Okay. So I like to get up. Well, I'll probably be getting up before my man, depending on what he want to do. But I want to get up because I like to run early in the morning. I'm not going to say what time. We're just going to shoot. I like to run at like 5 a.m.
I'm
You know what I
listening.
mean?
I'm finna do a Shanti about to tell us, so I'm finna do something
Yeah.
real quick. Hold on.
I'm gonna give you my breakdown of me being a at home wife and then an at home mom. Okay. You want me to talk now? Don't talk. Okay, okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. 5 a.m. I'm getting up. I'm going to run or Pilates. No, I'm just gonna say run because I'm at the house. So I'm gonna be straight. So I'm gonna get up, run. I'm gonna be back home around 5:30. I usually will cook breakfast. Shower, of course, cook breakfast for my man so he can have something to eat when he wake up in the morning. While he getting ready for work or whatever, I'm gonna be cleaning up the kitchen, cleaning up the dishes. He going to work. I'm finna take a nap. Okay, I'm tired. Then ran 2 miles. Get up probably like around 8, 9 o'clock. I love to do my devotional. I love to like read the Bible, do what I have to do. I was just telling your wife, I like doing laundry. It's something easy for me. So we washing clothes. I might even vacuum, the little vanilla like sprinkling thing on the carpet. Yeah, yeah, I got vanilla at the house. Let it marinate for a little second. You know what I mean? Vacuum it up. By 12, because I'm at the house. I'm getting ready to go drop my man something to eat off at work. You know, on my way to Pilates, I'm gonna go to Pilates at like 1:30. Come home, sleep a little bit, maybe a couple days a week. Go weight train at like 5, 6 o'clock. He should be, on his way home or getting home. Finna go cook dinner. Enjoy my man. Rub his head, rub his hair, give him a massage. Watch our shows together. Um, Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Send him on to glory. And do it all over again the next day. Take off on Saturdays and Sundays. That would be my life for sure. Cause I love to cook fresh. I don't like to meal prep. I like to cook myself fresh. Now, if I had kids, I would do all of those things, except I would be making breakfast for all my kids and my husband. I would be dropping them off at school. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the school bus, but I don't want to be putting my kids on the school bus if they don't want to be on the school bus.
Okay.
And what else? Picking my kids up from school, doing homework, doing all of that. I want to have a Porsche, you know what I mean? A little
A
SUV.
Porsche?
Yeah.
Which kind of the Cayenne?
I don't know. I don't really know Porsches that well. I think
It
that's
just gotta be a Porsche. So.
yeah. I want to be
Okay.
able to put the kids in the back, take them to practice, take them to play the instrument. One of my best friends, shout out to Carissa Lee. She just played at the Met Gala for Lizzo. So put my babies in some instrumental class and pick them up from school, let them do after school activities, sports, run around, go to sleep. 8:30 is a bedtime. I ain't playing no games. My mom ain't play with me. I ain't playing with you. I'm finna hang out with your daddy and go to bed.
So
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all done heard Ashanti what she's gonna do when she is a housewife, working mother, without being a mother with a mother. How long would you like to be married and a housewife before you have kids, or do you want to just jump into having kids?
Oh, okay. I would like to be a housewife for like a year.
A year?
Yeah, like a year or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to enjoy my husband, get into the mood, into because I haven't lived with a man and I don't plan on living with a man unless we're married.
Yeah.
So I just want to get through the qualms of integrating our lives, enmeshing, our schedules together and enjoying each other's time, that quietness of the house. And then, yeah, I want to fill it up with like 3 kids.
Okay. Three.
Yeah.
Would you do more than 3 kids?
Yeah. If he had kids, I wouldn't mind. Actually, yeah, I ain't gonna say that.
What
Yeah.
you said to say? Go say it.
I had made a joke on Facebook. I was like, they was like, how many kids you want to have? And I said, I really hope my dude have kids that's a little younger than me. So when I go out and I tell people, oh yeah, I got a 25-year-old.
They think you look young.
Yeah, they be like, oh my gosh, you look so good. Like, yeah, no.
Ah, dang. That's so vain right there.
Is it true?
Let's get back into playing this video.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tripping.
And my career was held over my head. And it was like, well, if you want to break up with me, then you can leave tomorrow. And that was, 20 years into my career at BET. So I would have lost everything.
Yeah.
I would have lost my career, my job, my ability maybe to get another job, because if I couldn't get a reference for the person I worked for 20 years, how do I explain that? And by that time, I was a single mother with 2 children.
Do you think she thought about all that before she entered into that relationship?
No, and what you get ready to tell me is, girl, you done went through the divorce and everything. You still messing around with this man? Like, wait a minute.
But no, she probably got a divorce because of him. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, now my life is ruined, and I still got to be held like ball and chain to this.
Well, yeah.
I would be like, I'm just so depressed right now. I can't even handle this relationship right now. I would have never called him back. Every time he would have seen me at the office, I would have had a tissue up to my face and just weeping. And I'd be crying.
But she wanted to be with the big man, because I'm Bob Johnson was probably more established than the husband. I ain't saying this right or wrong, but I know that women they say hypergamous. I said I was gonna do more studies on hypergamy. There ain't a lot of studies out there.
Yeah,
but they say women are hypergamous and want men. They like men of stature and money and stuff like that. So if Bob Johnson is more of a big dog than her husband, then
she should.
So
you picked him.
If you got married right now, and the person you married, it ain't nothing another man can do to make you leave him.
If I got married,
you was married right now, is there something that another man can do to make you leave your husband? The ideal man that, I don't know, that you was looking for, and then some just dude came and topped your ideal man. Would you leave, or would you be like, I married this man, I'm gonna stick by him?
Ain't nobody topping my man. Like, I'm just saying, he ain't nobody topping him. I'm not getting ready to be like the guy at my job. Like, because let's be so for real. I do feel like men in leadership positions, when they start frolicking with the help or with the workers, you're not the only one, babe.
I agree.
You're not the only one. So you are of many, and he got you stuck to him like that. Were you scared to lose your job? Like, you already lost your husband.
Yeah. Have you been at a job where a man that was your superior tried to pressure you to give up that cootie pop?
No.
Have you heard of your friends being in a position where, like, my boss be extra flirty or handsy or say little sly stuff? You ever had that? Or heard your friends
I
say
would
that?
say no, because I haven't really had jobs.
Okay.
Like the one main job I had when I was working at Publix, like those, not that it doesn't happen, but like those men are married.
Yeah.
Always. Like, they're always married. And there is very like limited time shared. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like one guy, Jeff. I don't know nothing about Jeff.
Yeah.
Like all the store managers I've ever had, I've never known anything outside the fact that like they're married and have one or two kids and their kids grown, like my age. I don't know anything personal about him. I couldn't even tell you what kind of car this man drove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know about like work stations like that where you don't work with the public, you know, because like at Publix, you're interacting with the public. We're not like
Yeah.
in office. So
Right.
maybe that would be different.
Yeah.
But I just haven't had someone superior try to like talk to me that way.
Okay.
So it was a tough time, and I didn't have anyone to talk to about it because I didn't have female role models. There weren't a lot of women ahead of me. You know, I was embarrassed to talk to my family.
Not you embarrassed that you had got a divorce about this and you scared to talk.
Bruh.
About it. So it was a dark time, and what saved me was therapy. And eventually, Bob left the company, and I became CEO.
So eventually, therapy saved her. She,
Uh,
she couldn't talk to nobody about her affair, but she did say people knew about her affair. Did she not say that earlier?
Mm-hmm.
And I was CEO for 13 years without him being there, and I was able
A lot of
to-
success.
right, and
Yeah.
to live my dream,
Oh.
and without any form of harassment. So I guess after Me Too and Time's Up, I wanted women to know there's other kind of harassment. It's not all a man.
Now it's harassment after your affair.
You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Thank you,
Lord.
D.
Huh?
Gregory. Thank you, because that's how I'm feeling. Like, bro, you obviously was a willing participant in this.
Now it's assault.
Now it's harassment.
Yeah.
And other forms of harassment. You're trying to add on to the Me Too movement. And what else she said? Bruh, this is weird. You said the man helped you at the first beginning. You gave him high praises, and now all of a sudden it's harassment.
Mm-mm.
It's, to me, from the outside looking in, it seemed like the position of Bob Johnson came open, and you wanted him to move out the way because you was probably next in line.
Yeah. Probably.
And that's just what it sounds like.
Coming to the door in a robe. That's not the kind of relationship I had. It was one that grew into a relationship. At times it felt consensual, because we were out in public. But after Me Too and Time's Up came back, I sort of reevaluated the whole thing. I said, was this really my choice?
But you were so candid about it.
You know what?
Mm.
This is fellas. This is why I tell y'all right now. This bothers me because this is a woman we can okay. Do you think she was consensual?
Yeah.
Do you think she was a damsel in distress?
No.
Do you think that she had to be coerced to be in this relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the woman here feels the same way that I feel, and it's crazy that now she's trying to play the victim card because we know right now is we in the believe all women era, or the men are so rapey now, or you can't be around men and trust them and stuff like that. And it's like, dog, come on, bro, it ain't that deep. Like, you ain't got to. The man did. You said he helped you and pushed you and encouraged you and all of this other stuff. And now you writing books and you want to tell women and reflecting over your life. Was it really your choice? You mean to tell me you're a grown woman that's married with children, and you mean to tell me you can't make a decision on how to maneuver a workplace environment without giving up that cootie pop? That's weird.
I also do think that I will not disagree with the fact that she became tiresome of the relationship, right? And I don't know if this is everybody's experience, but I've had hey Darius. I've had experiences with men where I've like,
Damn.
what
Darius just said.
I know a girl married to
Put it up.
someone. Yeah. I know a girl married to someone I went to high school with, and she cheated with her boss. Mm-mm. But what I was gonna say is, like, I've been in relationships with men where I'm like getting tired of the relationship, and I'm like, now I'm a strong, minded person, but I haven't always been, and so I'm like, I want to be done with this. And they've like, presented something to be like, no, we not gonna be done. Da, 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 da. And like I've be like, okay, I'll stay. But I don't feel like they're forcing me to stay. I feel like they have persuaded me to stay longer than I have wanted to.
Okay.
But I don't feel like I just couldn't leave. You know what I mean? Like there was a connection there that maybe some part of me really did want to still be with that guy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But will I say they coerced me or, held things above me so I couldn't leave? No.
Yeah. So, do you think a lot of women have sexual remorse?
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Do you think it happens a lot?
I think with people that practice like, being sexually open and just like, going with the flow, yeah. I would imagine so.
That's sad. I think men have sexual remorse too, but only after it goes south. Like, dang, I shouldn't mess with her because I didn't actually think it can go this far. And this is why I tell men, y'all need to think a lot farther than just because you got a hard Peter Walker that you think you could just go out and have sex and there's no repercussions. Like,
Mhm.
it is so many repercussions that is ridiculous, especially for men. And in this era of believe all women, Me Too movement, women having sexual remorse and women are getting incentivized to sleep with like men who are more well off to lie and say certain things. It just like I said, it just and we know more and more people try to say, well, false allegations aren't that big of a deal. I mean, not big a deal. False allegations aren't as prevalent as people like to think. Well, we're seeing more and more that's coming out that women lie a lot more when it comes to that. So you got to just be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me finish playing this video. What Derek said: every woman has it, and yes, they act on it. Everyone that has it, and they act on it every day. That's scary, fellas. Please protect yourself and stop falling weak to the
Mhm.
flesh, y'all. I agree.
Yeah.
Most men don't have dick discipline, though. I'm gonna say that. I'll probably say 80% of men probably don't have dick discipline.
About it, and you're going to really help a lot of women who read this and have a better understanding.
Right.
And I know you also want to discuss and about mental well-being
Right.
and how important that is in the
Yeah.
workplace. What did you want to share with folks about
Well,
that?
I want to say that we all should be kind to ourselves, no matter what kind of profession you have, what kind of fast track you're on.
Right.
And I think COVID proved that to us, when we were all stuck at home. Unfortunately, I lost my son during COVID. He died from depression. And he was such an outgoing young man and just so social that it was hard for him to be inside. He was dealing with Black Lives Matter. He was dealing with George Floyd's murder. So that really affected me. And even myself, as I just said, I still do therapy and it helped me get through. And, sometimes we can lose the context of what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it and how important family is and friends are and having interests outside your career. So, I wanted to be an example. And people see me come out on stage once a year at the
Would this be a woman that would be an example for you?
No.
Why not?
I don't know if I really look up to women that cheat on their husbands.
Well, what about the take the cheating out of it? What about the workplace accomplishments or what she was able to accomplish by being, I think, like a one of the first Black women CEOs or something like that? Or
Sure.
or does the family stuff weigh more than her work accomplishments, her
It
career
kind of
accomplishments?
seems like to me when I think about people I look up to, of
Hmm.
course things come with the good and the bad, but
Hmm.
just overall, like I will not take away that she's an accomplished woman. I will not take away that it seems like her position for 15 years wasn't ill-gotten. You know what I mean? It was earned. But in totality, where I'd be like, ooh, top 5 women I look up to, I don't know if I would name her just because like overall, like I'm looking at the overall woman. Now, if it was like career wise, maybe. But if it's just like, women that have led great examples, no.
Who are your top 5 women you look up to? Name them.
That's great. Of course, I'm gonna have to put my mom, my grandmother in there.
So mom 1, grandma 2,
Yeah.
or they hold the same spot?
I would say that order.
Okay. Mom 1, grandma 2, who
Yeah.
3?
Of course, Michelle.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's 4?
4. Who else I kind of look up to? I don't know. I like those. I mean, I like Meghan Markle. I really like her.
Meghan Markle.
She's cool. I like her story, kind of what she stood for, stood on her family. And her husband did too. Who else?
What about like a Serena?
I don't really know much about her.
I just throwing a name out there. I don't know.
I kind of like Savannah James.
Oh, Savannah's a good one.
Yeah, I like her.
I like Savannah.
Yeah.
I like Savannah a lot. And I don't think we have like classy, elegant, like black women that's still sexy. Like and like she's in a position that she could be like, I want to start a cooking show because I'm bored at home. Like she literally like falls back to me. She falls back, does her thing. Like when you see her, she's like she pop out, but when she pop out, she fly. She look good. She ain't doing too much. She ain't showing too much cleavage. She not like give me the spotlight. She not like Steph Curry. Why talking about something? Well, I feel a certain type of ways because I'm not getting any male attention. Like what? Like that's weird. But like I say, like she does. If I was in that position and how I see her from the outside looking in, she looks. That's how I want my woman to move. Not on social media doing crazy stuff. Even when people going back and forth with LeBron, she ain't doing nothing wild and stuff like that. Like she's. I would say she's a good 5. She's a good 5.
Yeah.
Good 5.
For sure.
Let's see.
BT Awards. And I didn't like doing that. I also talked in a book about how I'm an introvert and pretty shy. So that was always a struggle for me to talk to analysts or people during town hall meetings, but I got better at it. But I came out so that our audience knew a Black woman ran the network. And that was making a huge statement. And I still have young girls come up to me and say, you're an example, Miss Lee, thank you. I have young Black men come up to me and say, Miss Lee, thank you for what you did for the culture. And it always warms my heart. So again, I wanted people to know my whole story, that it's not all glamorous. I wasn't hanging out with stars all the time. I lived in DC. I would go to Halloween parades.
And you tell your whole story.
Yeah.
You really tell your whole story.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you. I am Deborah Lee, and you really, it's a roadmap. It's a roadmap for many people.
Thank you. I tried to combine my story with advice so that people would remember the stories.
We should do for shits and giggles. Hey, Miss Jordan.
Hey. Let's see. What did you say?
Darius said, I was forced into de-discipline, LOL, but it is necessary for us to keep focused on our purpose as a man. A woman too early.
No, I think everyone, V discipline, or whatever words you want to use, it's going to be important because it's more than just that physical act. Like it is connected to way more than that. There are way more outcomes than just, I got with this guy or I got with this girl and we had a great night, we had a great time, and now we're just going on about our business. Like it could be so much more that can come from that. And so having the discipline to maybe even gauge this person's mental space. Are they sane? Are they, logical? Do they make good decisions, good choices? Do you want to be connecting yourself through lack of the discipline to someone that is not sane? Someone that has a mental, in illness.
Crazy.
Yeah, like do you really think that that's a good choice?
It's not a good choice, but, they like to have this little joke that, the crazy women have the best cootie pop. So, that's what they say, which is not a good way to live your life if I was to say. But like I said, it's especially in the times now. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you might could do some stuff maybe, and then we still see what that how that's coming out. People, 30 years, Bill Cosby coming out saying stuff about him. If you think it's true or not, it's just the thing that your reputation as a man could be ruined by something coming 30, 40. I think someone was like 50 years old.
Well, there's a little bit more to that.
But
It
I
didn't just
ain't
pop out now. It's been happening over the course of many years. It's just been paid off. So it's not like the allegation just bam, hey, I know it's like 40 years later, I'm finna tell y'all something. No, throughout his career, he's been going and getting in trouble for this, but he's just been paying under the table.
well, I don't know. I'm just saying. I just from I just know it's Bill Cosby, and that's what I'm gonna leave it at.
Mm.
And that's just how I look at a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of people do have weird kinks, right? So I'm not gonna just write out like just because he got money, he don't maybe have a weird kink where he has like what is it like necrophilius, something like that.
They like to have intercourse with incapacitated
Yeah,
women.
people that's incapacitated. So I'm not gonna say he can't have like a weird quirk or something like that. So on the aspect of that, like he could have. I'm just saying from what I was speaking on, like if you do something now, 30 years later, a woman could just come out just to, smear your name, ruin your reputation, ruin your family. Like I said, if it's true or not, even if is it like a lot of this was, I guess, what past the statute of limitations and stuff. So it was like, bro, like y'all letting people just come up here and say stuff.
Hey,
It's weird. It's weird to me.
if you act on that odd fetish, it is illegal. Just know.
Mm. So I'm gonna read some that I had researched, and it was from Pew Research in 2006, and it said indicate that 38% of people who are married or have long-term relationships become acquainted with either each other at the same job, school, sports center, or church. So that's why I think it's weird that they have so many. Like I think in
What
some
year was that?
2006.
Okay.
I think it's well, I think it's just the subordinates because I think if we had the same job title, it would be cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I wanna say I worked at, Spain Park for a little while. When I worked at Spain Park, it was, they both were teachers dating, and I think he had got, like, a position to, like, the assistant principal, and they had to tell people that they was, like, going to get married, that they was dating or something like that, so it won't be an issue, and when they told her that she had to switch schools in the school system if
Mhm,
he was gonna become a principal, and, they made her, like, switch schools, even though she didn't want to, but,
mhm.
they
'Cause you have, like, favoritism too, you know what
mhm,
I mean? You have things that'll protect her from being taken advantage of or receiving, like, awards and things that were ill-gotten.
so that's the thing with that. Let's talk about women who earn more money than their men.
Yeah, let's get into that.
How do you feel about women that earn more money than their men? You think they should
I
stay?
do I think they should what?
Should stay in their relationship?
Yeah, if they want to.
Would you stay?
If I earn more money than my man?
Mhm.
How much my man earning?
I got a story Imma read too, but I don't know. Let's say you do something where you're earning 200 and he earns 120.
And we're living on what, 100? And he's still, like, financially doing what he gotta do?
Yeah, like he taking care of everything, like all
Oh,
the
yeah, I'm
bills.
still my man, yeah.
But it changes if you support the family.
Absolutely. I don't that's not a dynamic I desire to be in. I don't know what it's like to watch a woman financially pioneer a household.
Well, let's play this video right here. I'm going to give you a warning. This lady's going to say some f bombs, I think, and I should have edited the video. Excuse my laziness. I've been trying to put a lot of stuff together lately, but that's not an excuse, but it is an excuse for today.
Okay.
But and they're gonna probably take my monetization too, because they're gonna say the f bombs. I'm scared to actually play the video now, but I'm gonna play it. So here we go. Oh, I didn't share it. It's weird trying to do this on this computer without having this extra screen. All right, there we go.
All right. I divorced my husband. Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places, fucking this one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. All the while, my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life.
What you think so far?
I don't know. Some stuff I would take to the grave, but people get on here and they just.
But so did you grow up in church?
Yeah.
Did y'all what kind of church you grew up in? So if I ask these questions, did you grow up in the Baptist church at any time?
When I was very young, we did Baptist, and
So-
then we went to non-denominational.
Do you remember when people used to get up and tell that testimonials?
I do know they did that, but I was at an age where I
You
couldn't
don't remember?
comprehend. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this just reminds me of a church testimonial.
Oh Lord.
This is a church testimonial. This is all this
And they
is.
get in there and embarrass themselves like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
You ain't seen. Oh, you got to follow this page. It's called Church of Laugh. It's on Instagram, and they be showing people randomly just get up and get their testimonials and stuff like that. I had posted one on on IG of the dude getting up and talking about how he had addiction to prostitutes and he been sleeping, and his wife said, "Hold on a minute, wait a minute now," like. And then they had another lady said, "You know what? The Lord been working on me. Yeah, he been, he been beat my ass." And they were like, "Hold on." And she said, "Hold on, ass in the Bible, lady." Like that's what she said. I was like, "Lord."
Some of this stuff you couldn't beat out of me. I would never get on the internet telling them I've been sleeping with this person, this person, this person.
Yeah, more decorum.
I do.
With them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way and didn't know which way to go. I felt lost. I felt like I was walking barefoot on that dark road with pebbles and hot rocks sticking my foot. I felt hurt. I felt alone because every time he and that one and this one and that one left my bed, I was alone all by myself, and which was supposed to be.
This is the question I got to ask, the way she talking. She talking about she was on the cock carousel, like it was just like they
like she got a heavy rotation.
Yeah,
like Chris this day, Matt this day, Josh this day.
Look, it sound like.
And you know what? Some women they find like I think they get sexual desire and like value enmeshed, and like I think that there are a lot of people that sexually desire someone.
So you're saying women basically confuse.
I do.
Sexual desire, and what else?
Versus like being valued. Like they are enmeshing those two. Like, this person.
So when
all these guys want to sleep with me.
So basically, yeah, that's what I say. When women like, I get niggas and stuff like that. No, like,
wait a minute, because when I say I get men, I got boyfriends. We ain't on that type of time.
But that's what a lot of time. That's what they women be saying.
Definitely.
I'm not saying you, but women like, I get men.
Yeah, like girl, we can all get some purple peen.
Yeah, like,
it's not difficult. Men are easy.
Yeah, men are easy.
All you gotta do is like a picture slide up on the story, and it's yours.
I don't know if you gotta do all that. You know what I'm saying? That sounds a little extra.
Like there will be many men. There will be 100 men. I just showed you that DM, that crazy dude asking me if I'm gonna be
on OnlyFans.
Asking me what Publix I shop at. Asking me, was I at Publix that day? He think he saw me at 1:00 in the morning.
That's why you gotta be careful who you associate with.
But will that man value me? You know what I mean? Because
of course not.
That's what I'm saying. Like he asked me, am I gonna be on OnlyFans? I feel like to some degree or not, he's expressing some need of or question about what I do sexually, right? But will this person value me? No. So like you can't conflate the two. You can't say, oh, this person's interested in, in me in a sexual way. I must be a very valued person.
I just got disgusted because I'm just thinking about like I've been seeing a lot of women on my timeline talking about how men slide into their DMs saying, "Hey, can I eat your box?" No, don't tell me you got them too.
I have one.
Hold on, let's finish this and then I'm
Okay, yeah, I'm
play
gonna pull it up.
All right.
Soft and comfortable for me. My pillow, it was now filled with tears. I should not have left my husband. I am filled with joy now because I have a wonderful man in my life. And although my marriage,
What kind of man do you have that you can get online and talk about
I
you
don't
having
know.
sex with this one and that one, and when that one left my bed and that one left my bed? Like, what kind of relationship y'all got?
to my ex is over,
I'm a dude and I don't even get on there on here. I got a podcast and I don't even get on here and talk about my sexual escapades that I had just out of respect for my wife. Like, what?
Right.
I should have stayed with my husband. Now, believe me, he was no angel. But guess what? Neither was I. I just thought I was better than the man. Peace.
Here we go. Look at this.
Hold on.
What I'm gonna read it. What time we napping? Okay, didn't respond to that. This the one right here. Do I need to purple peen pick you for your attention? Then talk about how big my booty is. Yeah, literally.
Hey, it must be the angles. It must be, hey, y'all, hey, the female be tripping with these angles. I'm gonna tell you.
I literally like art when I stand up. It's crazy. Like I just
Your
get
mama
in
said
like
there was
that.
a short period of time when I earned more money than my husband.
Really? Oh yeah, when they first got together.
I want to show y'all like the actual text messages, but I gotta block the name out. Oh, you can't block the book.
I can try. Hold on, let me try.
I about to say I'll put it on there so y'all can see if you can. See if you can show the camera.
Oh my god. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't believe this. This man in her inbox like this.
But yeah, like I will say, she was definitely far, far, far out of line for doing that. Because, girl, what's going on with you? You got a man that's out here doing what he needs to do. You know what I mean? Taking care of the family to a certain degree. And I feel like this. If you know the type of woman you want to be, and you know, like, hey, I don't want to earn more than my husband, you need to make sure you're picking that. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm just being so for real. Like I know the type of wife I desire to be. I can't be that type of wife if my husband is not financially sound.
Okay, so if he's financially sound, you cool as long as can y'all see that? Yeah, they should be able to see that. This is what this man put in her inbox. It say, "What time we napping? Do I need to pick you for your attention? That dump truck looks nice."
Yeah, that was the only true thing he put.
The dump truck look.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, she gonna say that.
That was the only true comment. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, dang, I should have responded back. Like, thank
Hell, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna read something. It's saying the share of women who earn more than their husbands reached a record high of 30.6% in 2001, according to census data provided to BuzzFeed. That's up from 23.3% in 2000 and 15.9% in 1981. Black women are more likely than other women to be the primary or sole earner in their marriages. This is from Pew Research.
Mm-hmm.
Should a man be determined if he's a man by how much money he makes?
No. That should be something determined by the type of woman you interested in. But like for me, I feel like this. I can make more money than my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't mind if I'm at 150 and he at 120. I don't mind. The thing is, I also am of the belief that the man take care of the household.
I agree.
So,
I'm with you on that one.
And I feel like this too. My attitude and position on that will probably change if we are now both putting in the same amount of money.
Mhm.
Cause like I 100% believe in submitting to your husband. Like I feel like he's gonna take my thoughts, my opinions, the well being of our family and us together in count when he's making a decision for the household,
Mhm.
right? And I could say, oh, we need to go to the right because the left look like A, B, and C. He could say, oh, we need to go the opposite because A, B, and C and D. And I know if we still go to the left, he has considered all of my pros and cons.
Yeah.
And it's like, ultimately, I think this is going to be the better outcome for us. If I am contributing to this household, you're not going to be a person telling me what to do
Right.
with my half. Like, if my half is going towards this, my what I have to say and my thoughts and opinion are going to be equally weighed because you
So
wouldn't
you
be
said
able to make this decision had I not been there to reinforce.
so you're saying basically you would be a little bit more quiet if he's paying all the bills and stuff like that. What you
I'm
saying?
going to say what I need to say regardless. But I'm going to be more stern if I have to be putting up funds as well because you can't do it by yourself.
Mm. So I think that would still be judging a man by his money, depending on how much money you put
I say it
into it.
depends on the woman you're going for. Yeah.
Yeah, that would still be judging a man by the money
For
because it's
me,
like, yeah, for you
yeah.
definitely. I think a lot of women would feel that way though.
Hmm.
Uh, I feel like what your mom just said is true too. Communication is huge. Mutual respect is key, and I feel that way. I feel as if there's a time that my wife ever earns more money than me, she respects the time that we've been together and still respects me and revere me as the same type of man, no matter what her status or what her career path is that may make her earn more money. Because I don't want to be, well, this is everything I tell women. Don't ever judge me off the money that I make. Cause I'm a type of dude. I tell every woman that I've ever dated, today I might be up, tomorrow I might quit my job for no reason. Like it just is what it is. Cause I'm not a dude that wants to be held to only being able to provide being with money. Also, I'm a creative. Like I know that and people that are creatives, they have like sporadic, they just real sporadic, and that's how I am. Like 1 minute I'm doing something else, and then my focus here, my focus is there. 1 minute like I'm a creative, like I'm always creating, and sometimes I need space to create or feel like I'm doing what I need to do for myself. So if everyone I ever did, I just like, look, don't just hold me to money because I'm can guide you. I can counsel you. I'm your therapist when you need me be. I'm the person you cry on. I help you make decisions. I help you with family issues. I help you with so much more, and who I am is so expansive that it'll just be silly to just be like, oh, you're not my man or the man because I make more money than you, or I'm putting in this type of money, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, and like I said, but I'm also a type of dude like I don't know how to word this nicely, but I just don't really I don't care a lot of times like if how a woman sees me when it comes to like the money aspect because I know from what just looking. This is what I tell people. If you in society, just look around. That's all you gotta do. Just look around. We got a woman that says she wanted a bus driver, which I agree. Like a bus driver cannot provide for a family, but at the same time, you 40 years and single, and you asking a 60 something year old lady
Who's also
how
single.
that exactly that who's also single about dating, which is weird, which is all around weird. And like I said, just open your eyes, just look,
I feel like
and
Iyanla wants
both of
black
those.
women to live a Tyler Perry movie so bad. Like, I just don't understand it. I really
But
don't.
I I think what she was saying, if you boil what she said down to just dating a bus driver, I think you missed the message. I think she was basically saying women overlook a lot of good men. It don't have to be a bus driver. You could be somebody that makes more money, but just you overlook quality men. This woman,
See, that's
Ebony,
the debate.
what's the debate?
Quality, because
Mhm.
quality is not something that you just is a flat line applied to everything at the same space.
I
And
agree.
I don't think that Ebony said that that man did not have quality. She didn't say that. She never spoke to his income. She never spoke that he was of lower class. She
She
just,
said he needs to own
yes,
the bus.
yeah, that's correct. And I
And
feel like this. Why is it a problem for a successful attorney? Why is it that she has to be the Tyler Perry movie where she gonna be the successful attorney who has to always date the blue collar broke baby daddy? Not saying that this man is broke, but I'm just saying how the Tyler Perry movies go.
but hold on,
Wait,
let's
I'm
not
not
go
done.
extremes. Let's not go extremes.
I'm talking about his timeline. Okay, I'm talking about the storyline.
Which storyline?
So Tyler Perry movies. That's what I'm trying to get at. So if I can finish, there's usually always a successful African American woman in some degree. She is an attorney. She's a doctor. She's someone who is in a leadership position. She's not working up under nobody else, but she has a company. She's dated other men that are equally successful, that are equally in her same realm.
Which movie you talking about?
And I'm doing a synopsis of multiple movies.
Oh.
Okay. So she's dated men of, equal status, but she is going to date this blue collar worker. And there's nothing wrong with being a blue collar worker. Let me just say that. And there's nothing wrong with driving a bus or whatever. But you're dating a man who's just say driving a bus, got a couple kids, and you end up leaving your job to go help him do whatever he has to do. And not that that's a bad thing, but why is it not okay for her to say, I don't want to date a bus driver? And that's it. Not you trying to overlook quality guys, because this is the thing. You have to be attractive for me to find out if you're attractive for me to find out if you're quality, right? I'm not saying that this person is not of quality, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not really looking inside Max buses to see who's driving the bus. It's not an attractive thing to me.
I think.
And men like to overlook the fact that finances do make you more attractive.
No,
Sorry.
no. Hold on.
It does.
Men. No, I'm not arguing that. I don't think men overlook that finances make you more attractive. It's the reality of, like, this is what I'm saying. I always say this. Does your advice match up with your outcomes? If this Ebony woman is not an ugly woman, but you 40 years old, you said in the interview, if y'all watch the interview, she's dated them all. And she said she been on a date where a couple of dates where men have told her, she's not in the courtroom because of the manner that she's speaking to men and stuff like that. So
I do agree.
This is a woman who says this type of stuff that has her ass on her shoulders and doesn't know and doesn't understand the market very well, or even how to date. Because how are you like I said, and then this is another thing. How are you an attorney? Let's go attorney. You make this. I don't know how much, but let's just throw a number. Let's say you make 120 to 150 a year as an attorney. You're around all of these other men who making this type of money, and you mean to tell me none of these men, just nobody found you suitable when you're around these men who make this type of money? The men that's coming in, the country clubs, the meetings. You're an attorney yourself, and I'm sure you're working at a firm or somewhere, some type of job where you're around other people. You can go to events. You're going to be in a room with men, suitable men, probably more attractive because they got the money, probably got the money to take care of themselves a certain type of way, working out, facials, all whatever they got to do. But you still 40 and single.
I believe Ebony does not practice duality.
What is that?
So, like, in every person, you have at least two things, right? So I practice being masculine and feminine at the appropriate times. I feel like when I'm at work, when I'm at my business, I am 100% in my masculine role or masculine energy because I'm pioneering and leading that by myself. You know what I mean? I'm the check and balance. I'm making the decisions at the end of the day. I'm paying everything. I'm footing the bill. Like, that is everything that I do. When the same day, Monday, I'm at work, get off at 5. If I go see my guy at 8, I'm no longer in that masculine mindset. I kind of go on autopilot because I'm always thinking, but I feel so comfortable. I turn my brain off. I'm riding in the car. I ain't even looking at the road. You know what I mean? Like, I trust he's going to navigate me to get somewhere safely. You know what I mean? If we go out and we walking down the street, like, of course I'm going to be aware of my surroundings, but I'm not as aware if I was walking by myself because I'm with my guy and I know he already got his eyes looking out to make sure that we're safe. Make sure that I'm good, make sure I don't fall and break my neck or somebody run up and try to grab my purse. Like I have that comfort. And I've watched Ebony on some television shows and I feel like she doesn't exhibit being in a dual space. Being an attorney at work. As soon as I walk out of my suite, I drop that. Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but like I'm a damsel in distress. I always joke around and say that. Help me. Like I'm soft. I'm feminine. I need you. I'm not getting ready to walk up in my house and be trying to call the shots in my, or with my dude. Like I'm not trying to do that.
I think that goes back to I don't think women fully game planned out. If you think it's white women, black women, whatever, I don't think women fully game planned out the ramifications of women entering the workforce, because women working is going to put a woman more in a masculine frame. They talk about how women's testosterone levels are higher than they typically are, and men's testosterone levels are lower than what they should be. So it's like we're going through this switch because, like they said, you got a lot more women working or earning more than men, going to college, getting degrees, and if having a degree sometimes are going to make you earn more than people who don't have degrees. So typically, but so when you haven't game planned out how this was going to affect you being masculine, how you might potentially earn more money than men, how the men around you, when you start earning this type of money, ain't gonna want you, because now they see you typically is probably a fun girl, or you come off as the masculine woman that no one wants to deal with. Or like I said, like it's just not, it's not well thought out plan to say women should work. And then women come back and say, I want a man that if I make 150 and I come in and I'm making 200 and I got to take you on and you making all this money, and now I got to say, hey, I'm going to pay all of the bills and whoop the whoop, and you not pay nothing, but you've been paying all the bills by yourself. But I can get sex from you because now we're in this whole thing with women. Like I've had interviews with women. Women feel like I make the money, so I could do what men do. I can go and sleep around. So that also backfires because women feel like, nah, I make the money. I pay my own bills. I do what I want to. I can have a man in and out of my bed. And now the men that you start to like that's in and out your bed only see you as a good time because now you're paying all your bills. Why would I want to come in here if I see you in the penthouse and I see you driving the Porsche? Why would I, as a man, why would I want to take that on?
Well, I will say this. I do think that women that earn more than her husband or than their partner and decide to take on the financial burden of the household, I would imagine that those women are not traditional, right? And so I would imagine them to not move in a traditional way.
Do you think most people are traditional? I don't even think most people are traditional.
I think it's just relative to who you're around. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because like I say, my Facebook world is completely different than like my day-to-day people I'm connected to. I see more women on there like pioneering and wanting to be independent. My close circle, even my like people I don't really talk to that often, are in alignment with me. Like how I guess I attract people that are like in the same energy space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I can't really speak to, unless I'm just talking about people I don't know. Maybe so. There are a lot of people on my timeline that are more not traditional, but I guess what's the word that
modern?
Yeah, modern. Thank you. There are more women that are modern. I think that there are more women that are modern because they haven't been raised in tradition. Like I was raised in tradition, even down to like how we put a Christmas tree. Things like that. And so those traditions are important to me and I exercise them, and the men that I attract exercise those traditions. I have not dated a man. I did date one man when I was younger, but like as an adult, I have not dated a man that was like, you gonna help me pay the bills.
But you haven't been in that position either, though. They
No.
might not have said it, but you haven't been.
But like I've dated men that help me pay my bills.
Yeah.
All the time. And I haven't been in a position where a man was like, even of the belief that, like I've given my boyfriends money before, but it was never because they asked me.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, you helped me out. Here goes something. Or you mentioned you needed something. Here it is. And it's usually not to the same amount that they've given me. You know what I mean? Because just we're in two different financial places, but I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, they usually decline. And then they take it because like, nah, you know what I mean? I already bought the gift card, I already did whatever, we gonna do it together, whatever it is. But they be like, nah, I can wait. Even if they have to save up $300 more, they be like,
Yeah.
nah, I'll just wait until I get it. And I'm like, no, take it. I already allocated it to you. I'm leaving it here. I'm not putting it in my purse. I'm leaving it at your spot. But they're traditional.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that like with Ebony, she seems like she wants a traditional man on her modern terms. And it's just not gonna work that way, because if I'm going to my guy in like place and I'm acting like I'm spearheading a business, he gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy.
You're right.
I can't talk to him like that. I can't talk to him in a way that is combative. And like we just recently had a conversation about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was like, "You don't talk to me like you talk to people on Facebook." Okay. Do you
Nigga,
want
that's
me to,
Facebook.
do you want me to argue with you? Like you're on internet? Because I can.
Yeah.
My mouth is lethal. I can get nasty with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do that to you. You take care of me. I love you. And I like that. But you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
care about you. I care about those things. I'm not getting ready to combat and debate you on stuff. We finna talk like people. And I'm finna be careful about my words for sure. Because I like you. Whatever it is. Like I want to maintain this relationship. People on Facebook, I don't care. I will shoot daggers all day long. I have no remorse.
See, I think, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Just look around. Just open your eyes and look. A lot of women. It's sad how many women that I keep seeing on my timeline that I know. I'm 34 years old, and I know these women that graduated 10 years before me. So it's like seeing these women still 40 plus years old talking about, I'm not going to settle. I need a nigga to take me as I am. Don't judge me about my past. I need him to pay all of the bills. Yeah, I got a few kids, but me and my kids are a package deal. And then it's like, baby, you don't understand that. First of all, if you got kids, I'm judging you off your baby daddy. You can't have a nigga that's in jail and another nigga that got killed and think I'm gonna come in and play stepdaddy and win stepdaddy award, because now that ain't how this go. I know a lot of people, women, want to have this mindset that we shouldn't be judged off our past, and I blame religion for that. But it's some things that you can do in your past that people are going to judge you for. I don't care who
Yeah.
you are.
I judge men. If they tell me they've been cheated on multiple times, I judge you.
Yeah, you should.
I don't
You
want to
should.
get in line. You're not gonna make me a next victim.
You should. And like I was saying, like, women have this idea that you should not be judged by your past, but everybody gets judged. This whole I don't judge, and judging keeps you alive. Judging is your defense mechanism. Judging is seeing what's going on, surveying land, surveying the people, seeing how they look, is they looking sketchy. That's how you stay alive. So when people say I don't judge, that's typically from a fool, and I try to stay away from those people because they say they don't judge, and they be like, only God can judge me. No, nigga, everybody can
I
judge
judge
you.
too. And you know what? I do think also we're in a space in an era where we share too much.
We definitely
Like
do.
I was just looking at a post like a couple weeks ago, and this guy wrote this long paragraph. If you're not posting your significant other, that means you're not
I seen
into the
that.
relationship. If you're not posting your significant other, you're hiding. You're still having the door open for somebody else.
That's what he gets.
I commented and I said, or she could be a woman that only wants to attach herself to the one that matters the most, which is her husband. Because what you're not getting ready to do is scroll down my timeline and be like, dang, Shotzi didn't date 6 dudes before she found this man. No.
But we see a lot of women to do that.
I would never. If you see me on a picture with another dude, it's spam. You need to report his page. He is hacked. Yes. Get him off. It is bullying and harassment at this point in time. No, I don't.
Hey, y'all hear this right?
No.
She said it's spam.
It is.
So if y'all see Ashanti on
if I'm not in a wedding dress or I said yes, delete it. You need to block that person. You need to report their page. It's actually an act of terrorism at this point. Like No, because I'm not getting ready to be attached to nobody but the person that matters the most to me, and that's gonna be my husband, my fiance, probably. But even when I get engaged, you probably just gonna see my little manicure finger and my ring. You gonna see my man when we going down the aisle, and I got the same last name. Like I'm not getting ready to do that. Mm-mm.
So I'm just gonna say this to women out there. They say women should typically try to get married young before y'all get in y'all careers to a man that you really find suitable. And one of the reasons that is because of the money. Because the older you get and the more money you make, and you looking for a nigga to make equal or more than you, it's going to be difficult. And like with the Ebony case, she's a prime example of a pretty woman, career oriented, obviously very masculine, even the way she talks aggressively, and how she has a stern face. Like even when you watch her in interviews, she don't even make facial expressions. And so when you look at this woman, she's a prime example of what's to come for a lot more women. You're going to
Mhm.
see a lot of pretty women still complaining about men ain't this, men ain't that. What a good man at. But I'm a boss, babe, or I'm a boss, bitch. I can do what I want to do. I can sleep with who I want to sleep with. Look, just keep your eyes open. And fellas, if you see these women coming, get out their way. Let them crash. Let them burn. Get out of their way. These are women that cannot be saved, and especially our community in general. Don't try to save nothing in the black community. Period. Is this? It's a lot of bull crap that we have been trying to prop up and hold up and try to act like it's cool in our community. Hey, it's crumbling. It's crumbling around us. The stuff that, and I say this all the time. I don't even understand how black people in our today go along with so much of the societal stuff that we agree with today. This is the weirdest stuff that I ever seen. Because like I say this all the time, fat shaming. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, y'all, like we really like, and you got to understand the number one reasons for black people to die is heart related issues associated with obesity. So what are you talking about? You mean to tell me I can't tell a woman they fat and they gonna die? Well, and then I know we're gonna get the same the same stuff. We are gonna die. Yeah, but don't you want a better way of living? Like, do you want to
Mhm.
be crippled or taken care of by somebody else? Do you want to be pushed in a wheelchair at the nursing home? Do you want people feeding you through a tube? Do you want to have a stroke? Do you want to have heart attacks and scares? It's like that's
Mhm.
the type of life you want to live. Of course, we're all going to die, but having a good health throughout life is
And I feel
important.
like this gonna sound so bad, but I feel like the only time a lot of black women do take their health into consideration is when they want to get cosmetic surgery. I ain't never in my life, because I do like
Dang.
lymphatic massage and stuff at my business.
What is that? I don't know
Like
what that is.
when they get like tummy tucks, BPLs and stuff, they have to get massages to kind of move the lymph, like the swelling, the fluids, and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And I've never heard so many
Hold on.
people that
A lot of people come in there for that though.
I mean a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah, a good amount. It's not like the prime service I offer, but
Okay.
a good amount.
Okay.
Um, but I asked them like, how active are you? Do you exercise? How's your eating? How is this and the third? And a lot of them struggle because after your surgery, like you shouldn't be eating a lot of sodium. That's gonna cut out a lot of fast food, pretty much all fast food, unless you're getting a salad, which let's be so for real. They struggle, with their
Hold on. So
diet.
after they get a cosmetic surgery, they have to go like they can't eat fast food.
Like you shouldn't be eating sodium because you're in the process of healing from a surgery. Sodium is
Okay.
going to help you bloat. It could cause you to just have a lot of digestion. Like your digestive system is still trying to get on track. We need you to be eating light foods, salmon, greens. We need you to get the nutrients in.
Oh,
This is
dang, I
not a
know that.
time for you to be eating fatty foods and
Yeah.
like have a lot of sodium and stuff. Your body is healing from a major surgery.
Uh-huh.
We got to be so mindful. Like that's why, after people have kids and they're in the hospital, you ain't going to the hospital again McDonald's.
No.
They're not serving that in the cafeteria because what you're putting in your body is important. And I ask them all the time, how active are you?
Mhm.
It was like, when I went and got my first consultation done, they told me I had to lose 20 pounds. that's the first time I ever worked out. You know what I mean? To lose that weight. And I lost the 20 pounds and I got the surgery. That was it. And don't get me wrong, like some women that I have serviced, they've had children, and they've done the work to lose that weight and they have some things that they kind of want to nip and tuck, which is fine. But it's other people that are overweight and they don't want to put in the work to go to the gym or do anything, and their health is at crisis because in the United States the doctors are like, if your BMI is above a certain number, we're not doing it. Those same women will go to other countries that will bypass that, and it's like, you don't even care about your health enough to know you could potentially die.
And to think that you will want to go to another country that has I ain't gonna say bad doctors, but lesser doctors.
Well, it's not that they don't have the restrictions that are set in place to keep you alive.
Yeah, but you ever watch Botched?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people that I see on Botched, they always seem like they go overseas and get something botched.
Mm-hmm.
It always seemed like, I went over there with my homie, like the one girl that had all them, I don't know if she's a black girl, but she had a crazy big booty, but she had all these little black marks and lumps in her butt. And she was asking the doctor, could they remove? And they was like, they were scared because of something about her blood veins or some vessels or something like that.
Yeah, free silicone. It can get in your bloodstream and kill you instantly.
Yeah, and they were saying they were scared about removing them or something. So she had to just live with the lumps. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, this like, do you think it's an insecurity for people to do cosmetic surgery the way that they're doing it now?
Yeah.
You think so?
I've never seen nobody who's like, I love my body, I'm gonna go change it.
Yeah.
I do think, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that women that don't get surgery don't have insecurities either. You know what I mean? Because like I have insecurities with my body too. And
I think that's a more woman thing too. I think y'all more because everybody knows.
Yeah, the standard of beauty is really high upon us. I don't think I have insecurities to the magnitude where I would go under the knife. Not at this moment, because the things that I would change about my body, I imagine they would change after I've had kids. And
what you want to change?
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't want to get no BBL. I don't want to do nothing to my butt. I probably get my boobs done. That's it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like after
you have kids, yeah.
That's it. I don't care to change anything about my stomach unless if I have loose skin, I want to get that taken care of. But like, I don't want to get no BBL. Like that's just not my thing.
No, all that probably a spread.
Because it's already crazy right now. So you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real done when I get it done. But I don't have a desire to do that. But I also, like I said, I don't feel like women that don't have surgery don't have insecurities.
I'm gonna say this again. Now we're talking about BBLs and surgery. Keep your eyes open and look around at the women who have BBLs, and see them online complaining too, and see them not getting the outcomes that they want. Women that go and fix their bodies, but they won't fix their attitude. They won't learn about etiquette. Like I posted on my Instagram. Y'all should go follow my Instagram page, the New Normal Podcast, of women taking a riding D class. Right? Like this is a real, they teaching women how to ride D, and the woman did this extra basic move. And when she did it, everybody in the class was like, oh. And I was like, are you serious? And everybody's like, oh, that's all. I'm like, my nigga, really?
Yeah, that's extreme.
Really?
It's unnecessary and disgusting.
Really? Are you serious? Is that what y'all got excited over there? And if this the move that got y'all doing ours, if you get a man that's sexually experienced, you're going to fail miserably doing this move. Because this is not a
I'm not gonna get into that
grade A move. I'm just saying it's not a grade A move. But like I said, look around, keep your eyes open. And fellas, when you see these women coming to get out of their way, let them crash and burn. Do not try to say them. Do not, everything glitters ain't gold. It might be pretty. She might be toting that wagon. She might be having some nicest breastises and stuff. But still, bro, look at her attitude. Look at where she's trying to go. Look at her trajectory. Look at her past. Look where she been and look where she's trying to go. You got to understand that a lot of these women are on a road to nowhere. A lot of them are. And so to even deal with a lot of these women, you had to reevaluate yourself and be like, dang, am I worth this woman right here? Or am I this low quality of man to deal with this woman? Because like I said, a lot of these women on the road to nowhere. And I'm gonna say this again, get out their way. We're gonna see a lot of these women crashing and burning. Like we've seen a lot of women fighting like crazy now. That is crazy. Like when I was growing up, women didn't fight like that. Like we might have had a fight here or there, but man, every day I get on social media, I see 3 fights every day. Every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Every day.
I agree. You know what? I was out this past weekend.
Yeah.
This is a crazy experience. So like I ain't famous. Not famous. But sometimes I go out and people like, they be like, oh, I follow you on Facebook or whatever, and they come up and speak to me. I don't know why I was in the bathroom and this girl's like, I follow you on Facebook. I don't know her demeanor. I was like, what you trying to fight me? Like, I just was like, girl, what? She wasn't smiling and she was like, I follow you on Facebook.
That's weird to me. Like, what do you try? Why are you telling me this?
I'm like, okay. What you finna do? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
like-
what? Because usually people are like, oh,
See,
I follow you.
that's the weird stuff I was telling you about. I don't like about it. Because you don't like now you said you looking at this
Don't
girl's
know.
demeanor, you don't know.
And like she
And
didn't.
then what if she was a fan, like a real fan girl, and she was like swarm.
I told you. No, that's I told
What did
you one
she
girl
like
like
for?
literally just put me on her Snapchat. Like she was like, oh girl, I know you from Facebook. And she just would like recorded me. I'm like, girl, get the camera out of my face. I don't know you. And like she was like recording like we was out together.
See, I'm like, wow, that's weirdo stuff.
Yeah, like literally. So now when I be going out, I be in the section.
That's weirdo stuff. Like I don't go out unless I got a section. Like I can't go out.
I have a section, but I like to frolic. I like to walk. I
Mm.
like to go to the bathroom. Hey, you want to buy? Can I buy you a drink? Absolutely. Let's go to the bar right now. Now, bartender, please come to me because
I gotta have a session. I gotta have somewhere to sit down. I don't need other people standing over me on walking on my shoes and stuff like that. I can't do it. The club, and I just don't like the club scene anymore. And then I think another reason I don't like the club scene right now because I'm married. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
It's not at clubs is not a place for a married man.
I like lounges.
I like lounges too,
I
but
kind of like clubs. Yeah, I like clubs.
it just depends. Like me and my wife, we have a good time. We go to the club together, but I like going to the booty club. So, and we love going to. She goes because of me.
Meal and a stripper is great.
Yeah, I'm like I like
hot fries, hot fish.
I like the booty
good
club,
drink.
but it seemed like every time. The last time we went to booty club, they was smacking my wife on the ass, so I didn't like that.
Okay.
Like I have this at home, y'all. Y'all needed to bend over.
Oh wow.
Like, oh, your wife got a lot of ass, and I'm like, ugh.
It's crazy when I go in there too. Like, oh my god, but I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
They be like, are you finna dance? I'm like, oh my god, I don't even work here.
That's how you feel it.
Yeah, like I go in there, they be like, oh, when your set coming up? What song? I was like, I'm not coming out tonight. Like
if you Ashanti had a song to come out on, what is your song?
I don't know. I never thought about it. But you know what? I like pole dancing.
If Ashanti had a song to come out to, what song you coming out to?
I don't know.
So you ain't got your stripper song.
See, this is the thing. I like pole dancing. I don't really like.
Well, what song do you dance to on the pole? I'd like to listen to when you swing around the pole.
I like 500 right now.
What's 500?
It's like, you know who Jocelyn Hernandez is?
Yeah, I know who it is. She got good music.
It's her
Oh.
fiance. He's a like producer. And it's like Vincent Berry. I like his music.
500.
It's got 500. I like it. It's like a stripper song. It's like really sensual. I'll play it right now. You want to play it? Oh, the YouTube thing.
I ain't gonna play it. Well,
I'll play it afterwards. But yeah, it's like I think is it Vincent Berry? His name? I'll show you. It's on my
It's called 500.
Right here. Yeah. Vincent Berry too. They used to play it on her show when she's on Zeus, and like the strippers was dancing to it and stuff, like on the pole, and it was just like, I tell you, it's really like it's good. You should see Jocelyn dance to it. She fine.
She fine with it.
Yes.
I don't like Josh. She's not attractive to me.
Love the Puerto Rican princess. It's just like a real sexy song. Like when you hear it, and she just coming down the pole.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that one
Like
before.
it.
I might have to listen to it in
Yeah.
totality later on.
Yeah.
So,
Last but not least.
last but not least, deadbeat grandparents. I did not know this was a thing until Ashanti tagged me in this video. And I found out it is a thing. Like people think there is a thing called deadbeat grandparents. I didn't understand it, so I had to go read the. You going on there right now?
No, but I'm sharing it like with that.
What you
grandparent.
mean?
I just be sometimes like when we talk about a hot topic, I just be going and resharing the video.
Oh, deadbeat grandparents is wild.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go to it real quick. So, you know, the whole thing about being a deadbeat grandparent, the prompt was like, is there such thing as a deadbeat grandma, aunt, and uncle? Well, you know it's gonna freeze. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Okay.
And we already know the answer is no. Like, how in the world can you be a deadbeat to something that you don't have any obligations to?
Well, I think people were saying like, what if the son? What if they knew that was their grandkids and they also rejected their grandchild too because of the son?
Okay, what's the obligation?
Well, they I guess they feel like they feeding the deadbeatism. They whole family a deadbeat.
I'm gonna put it like this: that person, that relative, could be unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
They can be inactive, and you can experience the level of disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
But this person is not held by an obligation to this child. I'm sorry.
Look, I agree too because I feel like grandparents they live their life, they know what they're supposed to do. But also, I do understand why maybe a lot of people think that because I grew up with a couple of people who were raised by their grandparents.
Mm-hmm. And their grandparents fulfilled an obligation that was not theirs.
It wasn't, and they should be thankful every day. But those kids are also when they raise up, they're not that good either. Because let's be real, after you done raised your children, you don't want to go back and have to raise somebody else's children. If you feel like you done got your job done and being a and being a parent, and now you're going to be another parent to your kids, and you feel like you
That you
raised
ain't even have.
that you didn't have, like you didn't have the fun in creating them, and I gotta go and take care of it now.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a such thing. And like I said, you can experience the hurt and disappointment that the relationship with your child and this extended relative don't have. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
unless you sat down and was like, hey, auntie, grandma, and uncle, I plan on having a kid. I have set aside these obligations. Are you willing to fulfill them? If those parties said yes, I'm willing to every weekend watch Lil John John. I'm willing to every other Tuesday take Lil John John down to play basketball. I'm willing to pick him up and take him to school every day.
yeah.
That is something. And then what's the consequence of that? I don't know. You have something set in stone that, like how parents have, you got to take care of your kid, or you gonna go. You know, the state can come in and remove the child. You can go to jail for negligence. You know, all of these kind of things. If there is not a check and balance and a consequence, there is no obligation.
Yeah.
And so you cannot hold these people to the standard that, oh, I grew up going to my grandma's house every weekend, or I grew up, my uncle picked me up doing this and the third. That's because they wanted to.
Right.
They didn't have nobody there telling them they had to.
I agree. I just never heard of the whole thing of deadbeat grandparents, and also it furthers my not acknowledgement, but but basically it I can't think of the word. The word is on the tip of my tongue, but reinforces the way that I think about parenting nowadays, that it's so many people who aren't raised by their parents, or their parents were like not good, that they have to go stay with grandparents and need that extra lifeline in life, because a lot of times the grandparents are saving the kids from foster homes, being on the street, the young girl having to depend on the older guys to take care of her, but she got to sleep around, and the young boys doing the same thing, or going out there having to sell drugs and stuff. So like I say, it reinforces like my thought that parents are just piss poor nowadays.
Another thing too, like I find that some women will hold their relative, their grandmother, uncle, and aunt more accountable than the baby dad.
What?
Yeah, like, oh, you could be a deadbeat uncle or auntie because you ain't coming to see the kids, or you not taking them to birthday parties or watching them on the weekend. Where is their daddy?
Exactly.
Like, how you gonna hold your grandma to a higher extent because you used to go to your grandma's house all the time, and now all of a sudden you thinking your mama's supposed to be watching your kids, but where the daddy at?
I'm gonna tell a personal story that I'm not supposed to say, but it's not about me, but it's about my family, but it's about fuck it, fuck it. The nigga be acting funny anyway, and he my cousin, but fuck it. So, dang, I said the F word. Dang, monetization. But anyways, so I have a person in my family who has a child before he got married and had some other children, right? And basically, it was everybody knew in the family that he had another child, but he didn't claim the child. They had to go through paternity and all that. Found out it was his child or whatever, but we knew because she looked just like the family or whatever. So, um, his kids don't know that they got a basically an older sister or whatever. So, my mother and my auntie still dealt with the child. Like she'd come over our house, spend the night, all that. And it was a time that he had got upset because he's like, you know, excuse me, I don't mess with her. Why are y'all, having her spend the night at the house and stuff like that? And so it was supposed to, all the kids are supposed to keep it a secret that we're not supposed to tell his children that they got an older sister. And then, like a few years ago, she reached out to him and stuff like that. And then they still lying to the kids, like he ain't got no other daughter, whoop the whoop. But if they ever see her, they're gonna be like, yeah, she's related to us. Like, yeah, they ever see her, they gonna be like, oh yeah, that's. And it's so
Man.
sad that she was because I used to be like, this is how I feel, but I ain't never been in that situation. So I'm speaking from a situation that I never been in. But I was like, if I had a parent that didn't want to deal with me, I just wouldn't deal with them. Like, but she was
As an
still,
adult now.
huh?
As an
But
adult
still, as
now.
an adult, she was still trying to like reach out and try to talk to him and get to know him and stuff like that. And I feel like, dang, that's sad. But then it's like I can say that, but then it's like how big of a part my parents played in my life, and to not know my other part,
Mm-hmm.
the other part that created me and why he didn't want me, because a lot of times people need to know their why.
Yes.
Like
I would say
why.
more times than not.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
and that it's sad. Like you watch Bel Air, the new. Okay, so they have a lot of. I like the new Bel Air. I love it. It's probably
What's that? The Fresh Prince of
first,
Bel-Air?
yeah.
Okay.
But they got the spinoff, right?
Mhm.
Or the remake.
Mhm.
And so Bel Air is a really good show. It's really good. It's not too much. It's still entertaining. I would advise people to watch. You can still kind of, it depends on your age. The kids, they still deal with a lot of stuff. Probably like a 10-year-old, you can start watching it with them. It's not bad. It's not a lot of cussing and like that. They have great problem solving, but part of the show is, Will, he moves out, doesn't know his dad, and they have put a little spin that Jeffrey's there and he don't know his son. Well, he knows his son, and they have it where these black men are reconciling with their children and trying to make up for their past lives and stuff like that. So I think it was pretty good show to show like it can happen. Will and his dad relationship is still kind of like tumultuous or whatever. But Jeffrey and his son made up, and he told him like I was still looking out for you, whoop whoop. And it's like seeing this type of stuff and showing that they had the Uncle Phil and Jeffrey had their issues. Uncle Phil worked out with Will, like they were showing like great problem solving stuff. It's like it's probably like
Mhm.
would be the Huxtables, the
Mhm.
Cosby Show of today. It really would be. And like I said, it's a good show. It's nothing bad. There said just reconnected with my dad in 2020. It's weird having a whole side of a family you have to meet as a grown man. I agree, and then that's the thing I was wondering about too. Like you don't know these people, and pretty much your life has been lived where these people could probably influence you in any way. That's probably gone. Like, what kind of connection would you build with people that's grown and you grown?
I would say like, so my mom's mom and I are not as close.
The grandma.
Yeah,
Okay.
my maternal grandmother. We're not as close, and like my step grandfather passed away a little over a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and since he's passed, we have been in a position where we could have a relationship in the dynamic I desire to have. And although she can't go back in time and like raise me, and although I don't think that I have many similarities, it is a connection that I desire to have, even though we aren't exchanging knowledge and stuff like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's a good connection to have, and it's a healthy connection to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think had I not got a chance to experience that, I feel like I would be okay.
Yeah.
I've been okay. But I would always wonder, like, I wonder what her personality was like. I wonder what this was like, or I wonder what her opinion would be. I've always had those questions.
Mm-hmm.
Is she nice?
All right.
Like now that she's not connected to her husband, how is she? And so, even with Darius, like, you're meeting your dad close to 3 years ago. I know it's weird, but like you're getting to assess if this is a healthy connection.
Right.
And I feel like that you have a more genuine way of reading the situation because you won't be particularly receiving something from him. Like you guys are just curating a relationship based upon, of course, the relative, your relevance to him. That's your dad or your father or whatever you want to call him. But not that you're trying to get something from him or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
I think that is a difference. Like it's not like you're a kid and still need sheltering
Yeah. Or
stuff like
guidance.
guidance, yeah, stuff like that. Like you pretty much you still need a little guidance, but don't have to necessarily get it from him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
Like,
I don't. I
yeah.
wouldn't recommend like.
How do you receive guidance from a person that's supposed to be in there
I don't
and
ask.
you reconnect?
I don't ask for guidance.
I'm just saying, but how do you receive it? If they was trying to get, let's say someone says, "Hey, when I was growing up, I did X, Y, Z. Maybe that's not the best thing for you." Like, is it? Because I see a lot of kids
Eat the
have a hard,
fish, throw it a bone. That's how I go. That's like one thing I go by with
yeah.
anybody because I feel like at the age of being 28, I receive a lot of unsolicited advice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Usually I will say it like, I don't need that advice, but I will put it back there for when I need it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, with my grandma, I ain't gonna say that to her. So I just kind of like eat the fish.
So why y'all don't have a good relationship?
It's not we had a bad relationship. I did not have a great relationship with her husband.
Why not?
I don't want to talk about on this. So I
Oh,
just didn't.
okay.
Like we just didn't have a close relationship growing up, like, and so it caused distance from me and my grandmother, his wife, and at one point in time growing up, it used to be hurtful to my sister and I think to some degree it's still hurtful to my sister. Um but my mom and dad always instilled in me like love the people that love you, and like my dad's parents have always been active in my life the way that I desired.
Mm-hmm.
My granddad is like my superhero. He's been to my basketball games. He's legally blind. Can't even see, but cheering me on, coming to Florida, watching me play in tournaments. Like he's shown up in ways that my step grandfather did not.
Yeah.
And I do feel like people they do the best with what they have. And I've come to terms that maybe my maternal grandparents didn't have the capability
Mm-hmm.
to be there the way that I desired.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with that. I'm at peace. I'm not angry about it anymore. I understand as you get older, you grow, and like we've developed a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
And I've always loved my grandmother, but I love her differently now.
Darius said it definitely lifted something off my chest, and I do feel like I need the connection now that I know him, opposed to before when I was angry at him, thinking I didn't need him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think understanding your why. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't, I had a grandmother, and we wasn't as close because she wasn't as close with my mama. Like, and so she's, you know, it was a thing back in the day. I don't know if people still do this, but they say when the daddy don't listen to his mama no more and stuff like that, the wife casting roots on him and spells and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and so my grandma used to be saying stuff like that to my dad, that my mama was casting spells on my daddy to make him not listen to her and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? And so like my grandma, she was like from what I hear, I don't know. From what I hear, people say she was a nice lady, but by the time I came around and got to know who she was a mean lady. She was mean, and she was kind of hurt behind my granddad because he was doing so much stuff behind her. Like I remember one time I was in high school, and he went missing for like 2 months straight. They had put like a
What?
they had put like a what's the little, not Amber Alert, but they had put like a missing persons thing out on the news and everything. And the crazy part about it, we was on First Avenue, and then his truck rolled by, and I remember his truck because he had one of them yellow ribbons, but you know, love the counts ribbon, but it was yellow. It was on the back of it, and and when he drove by, my daddy got back in the car because we was down there getting some food, and I was like, Dad, I seen Granddad truck. He's like, you sure you seen Granddad truck? I said, yeah, I seen his truck, but I said it was a girl driving it. And so the truck came flying, boom, right back past us. My dad got a car, so we followed the car. We followed his truck all the way back to Irondale. As a matter of fact, you gonna know what I'm talking about. And when your dad officer, used to be a hotel over there, but they tow it down. It's an over regular hotel, but they tow it down. When your dad, you see your dad officer, you keep going straight at that light. Is right there. It's clear out, got a gate, and that's the
that
hotel.
little motel.
Yes, it was at
Like
the
2-3 billions. Oh, with the pool in the front.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yes, he was at that motel, right? So when we pulled up, my dad, he was mad. He was like real irate and stuff like that. And so we was moving into our new house in Argo or whatever. So while we was moving to the house in Argo, we had like a table on the back of the truck. And I'm telling personal stuff now, but it was a leg on the back of the truck, and he went and busted the windows at my granddad's truck. He was mad. I'm like, the fuck he mad for? Like,
Cause his mama stressed out at the house.
but that was like a part of that opened up some more stuff. Me seeing that, because he ended up apologizing for doing that. Me seeing that, and then he was like, "Yeah, you don't know. Your granddad used to put our family through a lot of stuff with his mistresses and stuff like that."
What did he say when he came back home?
I don't know. He didn't say nothing.
Oh my god!
He just went at home, and everybody act like he never went missing. It just act like he never went missing. And so, like, my grandma relationship was centered around my granddaddy. And then when my granddaddy died, it was like 2 kids sitting on the on the porch. It's like, yeah, these your uncles, your auntie and uncle. They was older than me because I was in high school. No, I wasn't. I was probably 20 when he died. And then these kids probably they might have been my age. Might have been 20 something, maybe. But yeah, they were like, yeah, these are your auntie and your uncle. I was like,
They was coming around and get some money.
I don't know what they came around for. I don't know what they came. I ain't seen them folks ever. That was the first and last time I seen them folks.
Oh my god. Okay, question.
Yeah.
Well, dang, this ain't gonna work because you would know.
Go ahead.
It was a question on Facebook. We're gonna close out this, I guess.
Right.
Okay. And it was like, what would you do if your husband died and his mistress came to the funeral with her 2 kids and was like, and let's just say he left you $1 million, policy and life insurance. And she was like, he was financially taking care of us. And we don't know what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna lose everything. Can you help us out? What would you do?
This is my honest opinion. My honest take on this. I would try to assess if she knew I was the wife. If I find out that she knew I was the wife, she fucked.
She knew.
Oh, well, she knew now. They ain't getting nothing. That's it. It's so y'all can go. Y'all ain't have to come to the funeral.
I feel like if she didn't know or she knew, like I ain't got it. Like
Yeah, like
I fulfill my obligations
well,
as a parent.
you did. You did. Well,
You
just
should
if
have
you
taken that up with
generous.
him. You need to
Yeah,
get down there with him. Knock on it.
yeah, you should. Because he should have left y'all something,
Okay, like
especially if he knew y'all had kids.
yeah.
Like I don't
I
understand.
feel like somebody told me on my post it was bad coochie management. Like you should have been secure.
It was. It was.
Because man, you better get down there and knock on that coffin.
All right.
Ask him down there.
All
Because
right.
to
Look,
me, I fulfill my obligations.
look. I agree. I definitely agree.
Mm-mm.
That and like I said, it's just. This is a question I want to ask you before we get out of here. As a black woman, do you feel like black men protect you?
Yeah, I do.
You feel like they protect you?
Mhm.
Why do you think when black women ask for protection, what are they talking about?
You know, that's a really great question. Excuse me. I wonder, okay, part of me wants to say in the era of podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
like you have the fresh and fits. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like they protect black women. I feel like they are very harsh. I feel like they're harsh to all women, but I would say in particular when there's like a group of multicultural women, it seems like they seem more combative to more Afrocentric women, or they seem very combative to I mean pretty much any woman. But I do feel like they don't protect women in general. But that type of narrative, like I think when they describe the type of women they date, they like we don't date black women. You know, because black women are blah 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 blah. I feel like that's not protecting black women because you are generalizing us to the women that you can attract and the experiences that you've had, but not of the collective.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are certain things that are a part of just being African American. You know what I mean? Like the type of culture we have, there are those things. But when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to trying to label a group of people about expressing an emotion,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very dangerous. And I don't think that's protecting black women because the narrative is almost like, let's just say the angry black woman, right? As if black women get more angry than other races. And we've had multiple television shows showing us that Latin women, I'm sorry, yeah, Latin women, you know, people of Hispanic descent, they be up there cussing, fighting, doing all that kind of stuff on reality TV shows. In the Real Housewives of franchise, those Italian women get up there and fight, cuss, and they actually make physical contact. And they did Mob Wives. Those women were also violent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have Real Housewives of Potomac, we have Real Housewives of Atlanta that haven't even had a fraction of physical altercations like those shows do. But we still have that narrative that black women get out and we be about to fight and tussle. You know what I mean?
So
So I think in that
protecting
sense,
a black woman's narrative is protecting her. Like
yeah,
one of the ways.
yeah, like I do. But I will say I don't
Do
really know
black
what
women
that
control
protection
their
is.
own narrative?
Yeah, we do. But I
Because
don't think that the positive things about us are always celebrated.
but are do like they said is your best foot forward? Do black women put their best foot forward
I
when
would say so, yeah.
when promoting themselves or trying to protect their narrative or what people or their stereotypes or what people think about them?
I think that black women put forth both a good and bad foot just at the same rate as any other race of women.
But we're not talking about any other. We're talking about black women and controlling their narrative.
Yeah. I think they control the narrative just like every other person, every other group of people.
But I don't see the reason I ask because I don't see any other race of women asking their men for protection like we see black women asking for protection from black men. And I was just always confused because it's not when it comes to protection. I don't see like it's not like you walking down the street and somebody's gonna just take it.
Right. So
It's not like
we also don't see white men on podcasts talking about how they don't date white women. because they are X, Y, and Z, and they only date Asian women because they are X, Y, and Z.
Well, no, well, hold on. That's if you watch Fresh and Fit, it has been a couple white guys go on there and say,
A
I don't.
couple.
Yeah, I have, but it's only two black guys on
I know. I'm
there.
just saying.
So if you have those two black guys, and then you have like I can think his name might be Jeremy, but he was talking about he moved to Japan because of he didn't like the white women how they act over here, and the Japanese women are more traditional, docile, and easygoing, ain't giving me all this crap. You know what I'm saying? And he's been on plenty of podcasts talking about how, hey guys, y'all need to come to Japan, and the Japanese women are X, Y, and Z over here and stuff like that. So, like I said, it just
I mean,
depends.
got a couple white guys, but I'm just saying, like, compared to the millions of podcast clips I scroll past on Instagram, I would say that's not the collective.
So hold on, you see a lot. So you mean to tell me you see a lot of black men on podcasts saying they don't date black women?
Yes.
I don't see that.
I mean, you don't have to. It's not your algorithm, but I'm just saying, like, as I scroll through, I don't see other races.
No, it ain't Justin Wall. Maybe it is Justin Wall. Let me see. I think Justin Wall is another one.
I also don't see Asian men saying how they don't date Asian women. They only are gonna date white women or black women or whatever. I don't see a vast amount of any other race saying that they don't like the same qualities of the race that they are born from, like you see African American men do.
Yeah, this him, but it's a I wonder if he don't got the picture of the other dude.
I agree.
What now?
It just says the larger narrative is black men speaking on black women.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I just think, I think that's done equally.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I'm just saying we're talking about black women feeling protected.
But I'm saying, like, if you do something and I do something, we doing something equally. How does that still not garner? How could you use something that you do against me for protection? Because black men don't say black women need to protect us.
I don't know. I mean, you just asked me a question. I just answered it.
I'm just asking the question because I was honestly, like, when I keep seeing this, I don't know the dude name, but it's Jeremy something. But Justin Wallace, another one, Darius. But I was just always curious because it's like, what do you need protection from? Like your narrative, but if you date black men or whatever kind of group of men you date, whoever you date, they gotta get to know you. Like you gotta put yourself out there. It don't matter what nobody say. People talk crap about anybody. People say stuff about me. I've had a girl, literally, I would show you my DM. Come on my DMs and tell me that her and a group of her friends were having a conversation about me because of my Facebook post. And I said to her, I don't know any of you. Why are y'all having a conversation at a party or something like that about me? And then I found out later on one of the friends that she was talking about in that group was trying to smash me.
Ew.
Yeah, she was trying to smash me.
You're married.
This was a while ago.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, whoa, she's a mistress.
Yeah, this was a while ago. She was trying to throw me that thing, and I was like, nah, I can't do it because I know you just trying to change my perspective by putting a cootie pop on me, but it's not going to change. Like I feel. But like I said, I was just wondering because, like I said, I just don't see like nobody's going to just beat you up. Nobody, violent crimes are committed 80% of the time against men. Like, I mean, rape is very small. Like it's a small thing.
I also think that like it is fair and active that men and women don't look for the same thing in each other. So I think it's fair for women to say that they would like protection from black men, and I think it's also fair for black men to not necessarily have that same need.
No. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying if we was having this conversation, let's say me and you sit down and say, how can we mend this between us? And you said we need protection from you. And I'm asking you, well, what in particular does protection look like so I can provide protection for you so you can feel safe and secure? I don't see where, like we said, we listen to podcasts and stuff like that. I never see when women say, I need protection, but they never say, what does the protection look like? I didn't heard them plenty of times. Protection.
I've heard that. Yeah, like I agree.
What does it look like?
I don't know. I'm just shooting in the dark. Here.
Because it's something that they use that's so ambiguous. You just gotta know. Say no, but it's a thing that they use that's ambiguous and means so much, and then they also use it as like a ace in the hole, like when you're having these heated debates on podcasts. But black men don't protect us. What, baby? What does that look like?
I also think people say that too when black men maybe speak to preferences that they don't particularly fit in.
What you mean?
Like, for instance, a man could say he doesn't want to date a single mother because it's taking on a response, and he doesn't have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's taking on responsibilities that he may not be ready for. You know, taking care, jumping into a relationship and being involved with a child. It could be a lot for a person and things like that. And then now it's like sometimes women feel like you're bashing single mothers because you don't particularly want to date them. They aren't your preference, and they feel like they're not being protected. I could see that too. Now, I don't think that's a great angle to come at, but I could see like me saying,
Well, I can understand that because sometimes people can say something and feel like you can kind of feel attacked sometimes. Maybe.
I feel like it just depends on the person, because like a guy can have preferences that he like to date big booty women. I never feel inferior to that.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm
I
not.
thought you was toting that wagon.
I am,
Oh.
but some people like BBL booties. I should say that. Some men like BBL booties. They don't like real homegrown, thick cornbread booties like I got.
I like that real.
You know what I'm saying? So, but like I'm just saying, a man could say they like a certain body type. They like a curvaceous woman because X, Y, and Z and whatever they have going on. Or they like a tall woman, or they like a woman shorter than me. I never feel a type of way because it's not stopping nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, this may not be the guy for me, but this is not the end of it for me because I practice abundance.
But see, that might be part of the key too, because like you might think of abundance, but a lot of people, if I am a baby mama,
they think scarcity. Like, I gotta
but the thing is, depending on you, your baby daddy, your child, how you raising the age, there's a lot of variables that go into being a single mother.
Yeah.
That does maybe fuel a little fear and scarcity into you going out there in the dating market, because you know that you want a man to take care of you already. I gotta, like I said, I gotta take care of something that I didn't even get to enjoy making. Like, you gotta always keep that in the back of your head when men are saying, hey, I don't want to take care of another dude nutsack. Like, I don't, because I didn't create this little kid. Like, and then when people always say, well, you could get the love. I don't want it. Sometimes I don't want to take the time to get to know this child, and I got to get to know the mother.
Yeah.
And it's so many variables, and it's a understandable thing. Like, I don't understand what women say. I don't want to date men with children. Like, that's understandable. I don't understand why preferences is an issue, but if I speak out against it, I might be trying to save another man from a pitfall that I made. I heard my uncle is on the sex offenders list right now because he dated a woman that had kids, and it had come out that the grandmother and the oldest daughter plotted against him to say that he did X, Y, and Z to her. This is the things that men are scared of when it comes to like dating single mothers. Like I said, especially if they have a daughter. Like, if they have a daughter, you definitely don't want. I don't think you want to even pursue that. But like I said, there is times where somebody could say something like, "Man, they kind of felt like they was shooting at me." Even if they won't even, it could be a podcast. I see they could say something. I don't know. I'm just saying they can say whatever. Like, dang, I actually do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And then I also think like, that there is some type of someone could take insult to that too, because people love their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't think they can see it from a different perspective. Someone saying that they don't want to date a single mother is not discounting that your kid is of value, of less value, right? It's not saying like, y'all kids bad, blah, blah, blah. But like, they just view it as like, why should this matter? We 30 something years old, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but
say it. You gotta be real.
You having children, in my opinion, you having children outside of wedlock, multiple children, without the commitment of the fathers being present, active, or even, unifying it and making it a marriage, it shows lack of self-control, in my opinion.
It does. And
know what I
people,
mean?
and a lot of
Men
people,
and women.
it does. I'ma also say this: if we talking about protection, is speaking well. When you got so many men talking about they don't want promiscuous women, and we know that your sexual history and how you move is very important because it shows how you feel about yourself. Because if you feel like you are very important or valuable, those things are rare and hard to come by and hard to touch and hard to find, and it's very expensive if you are rare and valuable and
Mhm.
unique like you say you are. But if everybody has you and you just give yourself away freely and loosely and let you know
Reckless.
anybody just impregnate you and
Yeah.
never be,
Or
you just
get
become,
pregnant,
you become a
pregnate
cum
other people.
dumpster, and
Yeah.
that's, you have little nigglets running around and stuff like that. So it's
Same
like,
for men. Yeah.
so it's just like, no, like that's never going to be a good thing. And I think Darius said that the thing that might be the confusing part. He said when men think of protection, we think of physical.
Hmm. It can be it.
Is protection more than physical though?
Yeah.
Like in what ways?
Like I think to a certain regard,
So
like
we hold on. So we got physical protection and we
Mhm.
got like what we would call saying something, your
like
reputation.
reputation, yeah.
Okay.
And I think like emotional protection too, right? So to a certain extent, like if I'm arguing with my dude,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still emotionally responsible for trying to get my point across of whatever we're talking about, but not hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
And what I say may hurt you, but like I'm not getting ready to insult you
Yeah.
outside of that. You know what I mean? That type of protection. And like, I told you before, I was in a little situation where this person obliterated me emotionally. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Completely disregarded the whatever issue they had and just started insulting me personally.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that was a person that protected me.
Mm.
But I also don't feel like black men don't protect me. I feel like that man
Yeah.
didn't protect me. But that's
Do,
the first time I ever had an experience like that in my life. That was the last time.
do you think that people use a broad brush to just paint a
Hmm.
group of people when they had one bad experience?
Absolutely. Or look, this is the thing too, which is crazy. So, when people say all men do this, all men do that, most people don't even know 100 people.
That's
Like,
true. It
and
it depends. It depends on what they're saying because there are generalizations. It ain't that many different types of people.
yeah,
So
right. But I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, for you to put, like, for people to say all men cheat, maybe the 15 you had, it is a plethora of men out here that don't.
yeah. I'm
And
gonna say
that's
this
what you're
odds.
attracting.
If the odds 15 is a lot of dudes.
If
So
you have had 15 dudes, but in comparison to the men available, that's not even 0.0001%. So yeah, you have had a history of attracting men that have cheated on you.
yeah,
And you have participated potentially in environments that have created that person cheat on you. I have had the experience where I have not been cheated on.
mm-hmm.
So I'm not getting ready to sit up here and let some woman say, "Oh, all men cheat." Da 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 da. No, baby, the ones that you get,
Cheat on
maybe
you.
the one that you was raised by, the ones that your grandmother, your mother, your auntie, your cousins picked. They picked cheaters, but that's not everybody experience. So I feel like, in a sense, if I'm ever in a debate like that, I feel like I'm protecting black men's reputation because that's not true.
So when it comes to protection, Darius said something. When it comes to protection, should black men speak up against the stuff that people say? So let's say I say black women XYZ. Should another black man come and check me, or should he let me ride? Because that might be my experience.
I will say this: you don't have to deny somebody else's experience, but you
Mm-hmm.
can speak up and talk about yours. Like I just said, yeah, you're used to cheaters, and I can understand you having that experience, but that's not all of men.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have your cheating experience of your 15 guys, and that's fine for you. That's what you keep picking over and over again, and that's cool for you. But for me, that's not the standard.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna always speak to the standard that I feel like is right. And if it's opposing, it's opposing. I'm not gonna deny or discount what you got going on, but we're not getting ready to apply that as if it's a fact and it's not.
Yeah.
So
So I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all let us know. what it means when black women are asking for protection. I need to know this. We need to know this, and we need to get to the bottom of this so we can come together and mend this, war that we got, because it's definitely a gender war that's going on, and it's ever prevalent and present on my timeline every day. And I want to say that I'm always asking these questions. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think protection means, the physical aspects, the emotional aspects, the protecting the reputation aspects. Y'all let us know what that looks like, what we can do to mend those gaps. And also, fellas, let us know if women aren't protecting y'all. Let us know how women can do better in protecting the black man. What else do they need to do in the same manner, in physical, emotional, reputation. So before we get out here, bless you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say before we do?
When you raise your barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise. So those generalizations that you don't really believe in or that you do not want to apply to yourself anymore, raise the standard, raise the barrier, choose better. You can't get mad at anybody else for decisions that you made. You pick that man, you pick that woman. So moving forward, don't pick them again.
Mm. Yeah, I heard that from Shanti. Don't pick them again. I'm going to say, fellas, if they unruly, raffle, bitchy, mean, hot girls, thought pockets, cum buckets, all of these type of things, move out of their way. Let them crash and burn. Don't try to save any of them. Don't try to be Captain Save a Hole. Let them crash and burn. Also, keep your eyes open. This is for everybody. It's not for men. Keep your eyes open. Look around. Look at your surroundings. Look at social climates. Look at your timelines. Look at what everybody's saying. And also watch who you take advice from. Watch who you take advice from, because their advice needs to match up with their outcomes. And most people that is giving advice now, their outcomes don't match up. Just like when you watch the Ebony and Ayana, I think that's how you say it. Ayana.
Yanla.
Yeah, you watch it?
Yanla.
Iyanla. When you watch these two women talk about how to find men when both are single women. One's 40 and one I think is in her, maybe she might be 70.
Oh, she ain't no 70.
Hold on, I gotta.
Yanla is not 70. I'll give her less than 60.
You give her less than 60?
Because I think her son is like close to our age. She might be a grandmother, but I know she ain't about to be no great grandmother.
Yeah, she's 69. I'm about to say I knew she was close. Yes.
Oh my
She
god.
old. She about to be 70 years
She looks
old.
good though.
She look all right. She don't look bad. Her body's still decent and tight. So from what I see,
She got a church lady body.
she do have a church lady, but it's still tight.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm
not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
like I can
she-
see her with the hat on
Yeah,
and
she
like
do got a
high
church
blue
lady body.
cheeks.
But yeah, like I was saying, y'all make sure y'all stay out people way and just keep your eyes peeled. Please just look around, see what's going on, check the social climate. And if you 40, man or woman, still talking about you ain't settling and your outcomes ain't the best, you might need to look into the mirror or reevaluate your dating standards or preferences, because you might not qualify since you have not gotten what you want. Especially if you're a woman. If you're a pretty woman at that, like Ebony, 40 years old, pretty woman, got the money and been around all these men, that is a red flag.
Maybe I would say let's just not leave it at adjust your standards, but you also need to adjust your position with men. Like, is you trying to be winning battles with your man? Like, I feel like the battle is the obstacle, not your man. You know what I mean? So, like, instead of just changing your preferences, you need to change your approach.
Most women don't have it. Most women don't have that. What you're saying is too rational for most of the women dating.
We raising the standard. I hope
We
you ain't
you
dating that
look,
standard.
look, I agree. What you said makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense. Most women don't have that.
Because I'm just saying, if you go out there, if she take that same energy to a bus driver, I think she's gonna have the same outcome.
She look.
I'm just saying, I'm being so for
Yeah,
real.
I do
You know,
agree. I
and
think a
so
man gonna be like, oh, I'm not dealing with this energy
yeah.
you giving
So
me.
women, if you're going to adjust your preferences, also adjust the way that you approach men. Like you can't continue to do the same thing, even with you can't do the same thing with men across the board. They could be making $0, they can be making $1 million and get the same outcome and then blame the man.
Right. Like I was saying, what Ashanti just gave y'all this high level game that I don't think most people,
But you know, everybody not tall enough to ride the ride. That's why I said when you
most
raise the
women,
barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise.
most women don't have what she said.
Are you trying to date most women? Guys, the answer should be no. You shouldn't.
But I'm telling you, I'm saying most women don't have it to say that, like they say, about 20, 30, 45% of women will be single and childless. That is the new normal podcast. And make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share. We gone.